Live on Dubai Eye 103.8. It's coming up to 3:43.
This is Eye on Education on Afternoons with Helen Farmer.
With Horizon International School, a supportive student-focused international community school offering premium quality British education from the ages of 3 to 18.
As Mental Health Awareness Week continues, we're turning our focus to the school environment, not just what's taught in classrooms, but of course how the space, the support, conversations around it help shape a child's emotional well-being, especially during exam season. Also, how boys and girls express their struggles differently. Coral Leach is here, school counsellor at Horizon International School, with some insights on what really helps children feel seen and safe and supportive, and the text lines are open. Now, I didn't say I was going to talk about this on air, Coral, but I'm going to embarrass you.
Go for it.
If that's okay, in a nice way. I have a bit of a bugbear about people being inappropriately employed in some schools in the UAE, especially in such important roles as school counsellors, because sometimes the salaries are atrocious and their qualifications are even worse. And it really worries me, in honesty, when you've got kids going to someone who is not very well qualified with really big issues, whether that is bullying or eating disorders or anxiety or worse, to be honest, self-harm, we've had messages about before. And I think it's really encouraging and wonderful that you're in a role as school counsellor, as a psychologist, who truly knows what she's doing.
Thank you.
But I think schools need to take it more seriously.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's so important that for schools to be able to provide the support they need to, for children to be in a position where they can access the support they need to, we need to have the right people in place for that.
Because can you imagine a kid has worked up all of their bravery to finally go and talk to an adult about something that's really important to them, and that adult does not have the knowledge or the know-how or the strategies to actually, it could be so damaging and dangerous.
Absolutely. And I think a big thing that really would concern me around that is the idea of re-traumatizing. I mean, as you train through to become a therapist or work as a psychologist, a big part of that is how do we hold the space in an appropriate way? How do our responses matter? And the risk of re-traumatizing is a possibility. And especially sometimes people have the best intentions behind what they're doing, but without having that knowledge and that foundation, they could accidentally cause more harm than good.
That was all. It was a compliment to you, your qualifications, and the job you're doing. I want to come to a little bit about the spaces that you're working in, and as I said, different demographics. But we've had a message here saying my 18-year-old is heading to uni, but is so nervous about moving to a new city without friends. Every time we offer to soften the stress, she pushes back. What should we do in this situation? She's rightfully nervous, but other students will be feeling the same way. She's quite friendly. We've got no doubt she'll make friends, but how can we help? Great question, and I'm sure speaking on behalf of a lot of parents right now.
Absolutely, and it's such a normal concern as well, and it's such a normal experience for her to have that. We're also, if we think about the context of being in Dubai, a lot of students aren't just moving out an hour away for university, they're going across seas, and I think that adds an extra kind of layer of complexity to then leaving home to move on to university. I think the most important thing that you can do as a parent, given that you're also limited, you are a parent, you're not a psychologist there to be able to pick everything up, but the most important thing is being there to connect with her. The anxiety and the stress and everything that's coming up for her is a really normal response. So finding a way to connect to her that maybe doesn't create that resistance that she presents with. And it might be worth to think about how can we ease it for where the environment is that she's going. So what will it look like? Who will I have there? What will my routine be? Where is nearby? Where's the local shop? Where's the nearest doctors? What if I need to go to the dentist? And preparing for those kind of situations so that then when she is there, she's a little bit more prepared.
Removing some of those uncertainties.
Exactly.
I mean, I remember that feeling.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It was real. And even moving to Dubai, as you say, it's a big uproot for an awful lot. But with this idea of every time we offer to soften the stress and have a conversation, I remember being a teenager and every time my mum kind of broached having a big conversation, I'd be like, no thanks.
Yeah, it feels scary.
It does. Catch her off guard a little bit.
Yeah, it's maybe thinking about what helps her to relax and trying to do that activity with her together. What's going to help you two to connect, where you can can get her, I guess, at a sense when her walls are down,
Yeah.
so that she's more prepared for that conversation. But it's really normal. So I think also reassuring her on that as well. That is normal. This is really scary.
And even if your friends are pretending that they're, fine.
Everyone's scared.
Everyone's scared. And which brings me to the fact it is Mental Health Awareness Week, and it's also exam season. The ironic intersection of these two events. How are the kids getting on, and any advice for anyone that parents and students where the stress might be getting to them?
Yeah, they're doing really well. Like, we can see how much they put their all into it. We can see how much they care about it. And the work that they are putting in is really paying off. We know that because when they come out of the exam, we see how their responses are. And I think they're doing the best that they absolutely can. Stress is always going to be a part of that. And it's always going to be something that comes with it. The best we can do is be there to support them during that time. And there's things that we can do that can practically help as well. So Asma was talking earlier a little bit about kind of consistency. It's not just one conversation. It's embedding that into the day-to-day. And I really like to think about this in terms of routines, especially around exam time. They don't need to be revising until 1 a.m. They don't need to be staying up and having late nights. We need to be getting them to bed at a reasonable hour. They need to be prepared and have a good night's sleep. They need to have had a good breakfast before they're coming in. All of these practical steps can really help to reduce some of that stress, reduce some of that cortisol inside them. Let's help them manage that. And even other things, I appreciate the weather is not a place to be going outside too often, but even taking a step outside 5-10 minutes, go for a walk around the block, just something to get them moving, something to help them ease some of that pressure.
What about things to say or indeed not say as a parent on exam day?
The most important thing I would say is to be the supportive parent, to be there to listen to them. We really want to try, and what we really try and do at school is at the moment we're really trying to take that pressure off them. There's enough pressure on them anyway. There always will be. We don't need to add to that. We need to try and support that and ease that, and giving them that reassurance of, we love you no matter what. We will get you where you want to be no matter what. All you can do is do your best. They're just those words of encouragement that can be a nice send-off.
Perfect note to end on, Cora Leach. Thank you so much. All the very best towards the end of term. It's racing, and again, all the best to all the students and indeed the parents who are currently going through exam season. We are picking a couple of winners next.
Weather check
With Air Arabia. Explore Vienna, Krakow, Warsaw, Athens and Milan.